Hi, and welcome back to LinkAsia. News of the deadly bombings near the finish line of the Boston Marathon sent shockwaves around the world. Among the casualties were two Chinese women, grad students at Boston University, who were in the stands cheering on the runners. The Boston bombing is receiving wide coverage on China's media, from state broadcaster CCTV to regional newspapers to the tabloid Beijing News. The front page stories were all about the attack, and it's also still trending on social media. Here's LinkAsia's Jing Gao.
One of the Chinese students died shortly after the explosion. The other young woman is recovering in hospital, and her condition has stabilized. On Sina Weibo, the Chinese equivalent of Twitter, web users collectively managed to identify the victim despite her family's request for anonymity, and flocked to her profile page to mourn her death. Her last post on the morning of the Boston Marathon showed a picture of a fruit salad she had prepared and a caption about "my wonderful breakfast." It received over 23,000 comments, most of which are emoticons of flickering candles, often used as prayers for the dead on Chinese social media. Most lamented over her young age and her upbeat personality reflected in her posts. But way before the news of her death, Chinese netizens had already been expressing their sadness at the bombing. This post said the September the 11th attack 12 years ago caused our nation to cheer in unison for the heavy strike on imperialistic America. This bombing in Boston aroused mostly grief and condolences. Even though education and propaganda these years are getting worse, we are still trying our best to return to humanity. In addition, several microbloggers with large followings praised the swift response of the local authorities and news media to the event and the outpouring of love and help extended by strangers to victims. This long post was retweeted 59,000 times. It ended, "The positive interaction among the government, the media, businesses, and citizens is a lesson that we should learn from." Interestingly, netizens on both ends of the political spectrum criticized the media's obsessive attention to the blasts. Conservative nationalists called it typical worship of anything American. Here's one example from Weibo. "Sympathy is the best we can give to them. Do we have to weep and wail as if our mom and dad died? Now we can tell how many American spies are hiding in China." Liberal intellectuals weighed in too. This post says CCTV and other state media were jaw-dropping in their extent of coverage of the Boston bombing. Why 3 deaths in America can get to their G-spot, but deaths of migrant workers run over by steamrollers in China would not turn them on at all? The post brought this sour reply. "I can fully understand, because children of our big bosses wouldn't be in the village, but could very likely be in Boston, where Harvard, MIT, and BU are." But one media commentator nailed it with this post. "We are more worked up by news abroad than at home, mainly because at home the media are not allowed to report what's happening. Not that they don't want to." For LinkAsia, I'm Jing Gao.
Now on U.S. airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.